You might be wondering how I got here. What you're looking at is a man who has never played a Resident Evil game before. So a while ago I watched my friend play the Resident Evil 4 remake and that got me wanting to play some Resident Evil games. And what better game to start with than the remake. After finishing my playthrough, I couldn't stop playing the game and so I decided to go for the S rank. To get the S rank I would need to beat the game within 2 hours and I can only save the game thrice. And I was gonna be doing all of this on the hardest difficulty. Because why not? We play as Leon Kennedy, one of the two protagonists. We arrive at a gas station and notice something is weird. Upon further investigation, we stumble across this guy.
Officer, you need help?
Stay back, sir. I got this.
Are you sure about that?
Remember, I'm speedrunning the game, so trying to clear out unnecessary zombies is gonna cost me ammo as well as time. After escaping, our main characters decide the best course of action is not to turn back, but instead head into the f***ing zombie-infested city. Surely, nothing is gonna go wrong.
Holy shit.
Next, we head to the RPD where we'll be spending half the game. The first thing we have to do once we make it inside is obviously go through the one place where it says keep out. After though, we are definitely not gonna add zombies later in this hallway section. We find this guy. He gives us this notebook which tells us how to solve each puzzle for the 3 medallions. If you do not know, we require 3 medallions to get out of the RPD and progress the story. Anyways, this is Elliot. Don't worry, you don't have to remember his name. He dies 10 seconds later. Making my way out of there after obviously not making any mistakes and restarting my run, this guy saves us. His name is Marvin. Even though he's injured, he gives us some advice and guides us through the beginning of the game.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Marvin hands us a knife and we make our way through the worst hallway in the game. You'll see why I call it that later on. After collecting some ammo, we head into the next corridor where we have to clear out a few zombies. I was getting really lucky with these headshots because Resident Evil 2 Remake has a system where if you perform really bad sometimes, the game feels bad for you and gives you easier kills. After opening a few locks and boarding a window, I needed to clear out some more zombies. And this time you can clearly feel the hardcore mode. Moving on, we collect some ammo, get the spade key and collect some more stuff. Heading into the library, Marvin calls us, but before we go there, we need to clear the library for some stuff later on. We have to kill these 2 zombies, move these bookshelves, and we also grab the first and the second medallions. After we reach Marvin, he gives us our next objective. We have to meet up with Claire, but before we do that, we need to use the spade key over here, store some stuff, use the spade key again, and throw it away. We need to carefully plan out each and every item we pick up, especially things like keys which you cannot drop unless you fully use them. Next, we grab the keycard for the shotgun, witness the helicopter crash, and meet up with Claire.
I'm in one piece.
So far, I haven't really introduced who Claire Redfield is. So she's trying to find her brother, Chris Redfield, who was the main character in Resident Evil 1. Surely he's not punching boulders somewhere in Africa. After that, we pick up the bolt cutters, open a couple of doors, grab some stuff, and get the f out of there. Now we need to head back into this hallway where I first board up this window for later, shoot this guy's legs. This would come back to bite me later. And I mess up for the first time, but this is no big deal since there's a herb in the next room. To get the third medallion, we'll need a C4 and a battery. We find the C4 in this room, but before we get the battery, we open up this locker and grab the shotgun. Once we reach the second floor, we come across our first liquor, but instead of shooting it, we quickly head into the STARS office. Side note, remember when I talked about Chris Redfield being one of the main characters? He's part of this special team called as STARS. The STARS are the main characters of the first Resident Evil game. I am saying all of this because I might play Resident Evil 1 on this channel or on my second channel someday. We grab the battery and head out. We don't need to worry about the liquor because they can't see or go through doors, but they can hear us, so we have to quietly walk past them. Now finally, we can use the C4 to get the third medallion. All that noise attracted another licker, so we have to prepare a flashbang, the bang part of it anyways, and bang the licker. And now with all the medallions, we have completed the first half of the RPD in just 20 minutes. Next up, we have our first boss fight, but before that, we need to prepare. So I make my first save and bring out the big guns, by which I mean a couple of knives. If you are confused, let me explain. In this game, for some reason, the knife does a stupid amount of damage, making boss fights a lot easier. So after grabbing the knife and a couple of flashbangs, we head into the fight. After that, we reach the parking garage where we meet Ada Wong and come across this guy who experiences what being a Bloodborne fan is like. We'll get a remastered someday. That guy has a keycard which we'll need to get out of the RPD. To do that, we'll need 2 electric parts, one of which you can easily find on the other side of the garage. But oh boy, the second part is, well, you'll see. After opening this door, we kill a bunch of zombie dogs. Head back into the RPD. Yes, backtracking. After clearing a few more places, we grab the clover key and extinguish this fire. After we do that, guess who we meet?
Jesus Christ!
This is where RE2 Remake turns into a real horror game. But things get a lot worse. Remember the hallway I told you about? Well, not only am I being chased by the tyrant, but a licker is waiting for me in the hallway. To avoid it, I need to quickly head into the hallway, trigger the licker, and quickly head out so it goes away. But then this happens. Thank God I had a heal on me, or this could have 100% been a run-ender. After that, we grab the tool, and by some chance, this guy doesn't grab us again. Heading into the library, we use the tool, move these shelves, and head to the clock tower. In the clock tower, we have to solve a puzzle and get the second electronic part. He's not supposed to be here. I do not know why I decided to do this. There are 2 zombies and the tyrant. Safe to say I got super lucky over here. After that, we head back into the parking lot and open up all the jail cells. And guess who's back?
Nothing dies down here.
We have completed the RPD, but things get even worse from here. After witnessing the saddest cutscene in the game, we head into the sewers. Now Leon, why would he jump in there? Now you might be asking, what are we doing in the sewers? Well, Leon is trying to find out who caused all of this. While doing so, he hears about a secret underground lab.
I'm over here stroking my...
And Ada is trying to get hold of the G-Virus. She lies to Leon that she's an FBI agent. Next, we meet Annette Birkin. Yes, this dude's wife, who's also a scientist. And yeah, basically, these people caused all of this. Also, Leon gets shot, so we have to play as Ada for a while. I am kinda shocked I did this part without getting hit once. After getting chased by the tyrant once again, we complete Ada's section.
The game is over.
You lost. Is your husband still alive?
Now back as Leon, we need to rescue Ada. This is where the worst part of the game really begins. Why are the sewers the worst part of the game, you may ask? Well, first, it's the sewers. Second, we have to fight these things. Well, this is a speedrun, so we won't be fighting any of them. But still, they're gonna be a problem. To rescue Ada, we need these chess pieces. To get the first 2, we need to make our way through 3. Yes, 3 of these things. So these things usually stay underwater unless you walk over them or shoot them. So we are gonna shoot them, and while the animation lasts, I'm gonna run past the first one. I mess it up, but it's alright. The second one will grab us, so we need a grenade or a flashbang. After that, you can get these 2 chess pieces and a brand new flamethrower, but we won't be using it for now. And this is how I escaped the third one. To get the third piece, once again we need to go past one of these. Now that we have all the pieces, I need to prepare for the second boss fight where I have to use this thing to push Birkin off the platform. But before that, I need to do a certain amount of damage, and this happens. Now if you remember correctly, my last save was before stage 1 Birkin. So yeah, I need to do all of that all over again. This time I used up my second save before the fight, and good thing I did. Because I died again. Not just once, but twice. You see, I was making a big mistake. I was not using the damn knife. So this time I went in prepared. Normally it takes at least 2 cycles to do this boss, but I did it in 1 and got an achievement for it. After rescuing Ada, we head to the lab, also known as Nest. Thankfully the lab is not as bad as the sewers. We need a few different wristbands to get the G virus sample. Along the way, we meet these folks. You can put them down with a shotgun, but you can't properly kill them unless you use a flamethrower, which we are not gonna use right now. Oh, and we also meet a few lickers. Surely, nothing is gonna go wrong. After doing all of that again, and finally getting the G virus,
That was easy.
we make our final save before the 3rd and 4th boss fights. Now that we are finally done with Birkin, we meet up with Ada, but Leon now knows that she is not an FBI agent. She definitely does not survive this. We have one more thing remaining between us and the finish line.
Is this a fucking joke?
Leon somehow survives this, but so does Mr. X, and we kick off our final boss fight. And there we go everyone, we completed S+ rank in Resident Evil 2 Remake. This was really fun. I would really appreciate if you drop a like and subscribe. This video took quite a while to make. And yeah, let me know which Resident Evil should I speedrun next. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.